How's this? Oh, wait,
Looks
I'll ask.
looks great. Looks fantastic. Now shut your damn mouth, dude. All right, episode 21. Yeah, welcome. Hello. Jesus. Oh boy, if you only knew the test that we've had to go through to bring you this hot podcast. Here we are. Welcome to the Mostly Sorry podcast. This is episode 21. I am your host, Joel Berg Jimenez, aka the Platinum Chihuahua. That's right. You hear that? You hear that dumb voice over there? I'm just kidding. It's none other than, you guys know him from Kill Tony, Drac and the Swamp Rats, uh uh, uh Jam
The
in the
baby
Van,
boys.
the
You're
Baby
also.
Boys. Exactly. Yeah. He is he is an Orange Amp sponsored musician. He's been known to slap that GNL bass from now and then to here and there to everywhere around the world. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. One of my best friends, Chroma, Chris Dillon.
Yeah, thank you. You
Here we are.
forgot to mention how I got to string those basses with Ernie Ball
Oh
strings.
yeah, you do have to. Yeah, that's right, man. That's funny. I've been playing guitar a little bit lately because I got a new guitar, and I've been watching all these sort of guitar things online, and there's so many great artists that play for Ernie Ball.
Yeah, it's
Like almost
insane.
everybody.
Um, I remember looking at the back of the back of Ernie Ball strings, and they always list like the bands and the names of like people and artists who are on there, and just even thinking like, obviously, there's no way I would ever be put on there right now, like whatsoever. But just the fact that like I remember back when I started playing, I was like, oh man, I would love to be on the back of Ernie Ball strings one day. And it's
Oh
like
yeah,
it is actually kind of an accomplishment to be like, oh shit, I'm like a Ernie Ball artist now,
for
which is
sure,
fucking sick.
dude.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
awesome.
fun.
It's crazy how you're like, it is kind of It's I feel the same way where it's like I'm still I I I've had to learn how to take compliments and then also like sort of like accept the good things that happen to me. Like it's like, I'll phrase shit the same way. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's cool. It's like, no, it is. It's absolutely an accomplishment. It's like, we've put a lot of work into these things that have happened. It's like, to some people it might seem like it just happened overnight, but it's like, I mean, you've been playing so long. It's like there's a lot of things that have gone into these things happening to us. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
I don't
I
know what
remember
else.
first getting brought into the Comedy Store and just being like a deer in the headlights
Oh
kind
yeah,
of.
yeah, I can
And
feel
it
like
just
that.
and just the vibe in that place when you first walk in was very intimidating and just dark, really, too.
It's overwhelming sometimes. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's weird. Here's what I think. People talk about darkness a lot when they talk about the Comedy Store. What I've come to realize is that it's like it's not dark. I think it amplifies however you're feeling at times. There are definitely like
Yeah.
there are definitely like dark figures, there. So I think sometimes maybe that's what we're feeling, or I don't really know. I don't know.
Well, but okay, so there's a difference though. There's a vibe and there's that feeling like night and day between that and going to like Flappers,
Oh yeah, for sure.
total different light,
Hmm.
just a different vibe and just a different feel to it. And I just remember going into the Comedy Store that first time, and it's so intimidating.
It's very intimidating. I mean, there's such a history to the building, and then just like it's like the difference between like a real rock and roll club and like a fucking, I don't know, some shit that's like, I don't know,
Oh yeah,
a mall fucking spot.
yeah, for
It's like a
sure.
real punk store or like a Hot Topic, sort of like the difference between authenticity, I think, is probably the word I'm looking for. But
Yeah, absolutely. Like the first time I went there was, I think, like when Pat had me come up and play bass up in the belly room with you guys. And I think you guys were doing like Full House, maybe.
huh, I don't
Does
remember
that
that.
Yeah, you guys were doing like Full House characters, and I had no idea what was going on. Pat was just like, "Hey, will you come and play bass for me tonight on this set?"
Yeah, yeah. Pat would do
That's
that.
what you got with Pat, yeah.
I
We would
know.
do that with you though. We'd be like, by the way, tonight we're gonna be full house.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a few times. One time, like right before he picked me up, he's like, "We're doing Jackass," and I was like, "Okay." He's like, "You're gonna be party boy," and he's like 5 minutes away from my house, so I made a bow tie out of like a plate and a Sharpie marker and like taped it to my neck, and then I just cut the ass out of some shorts and made like a thong or like underwear that I had or something, and I was party boy. Um,
Man.
I miss sort of like the creativity of like those old things, but I don't miss the stress of like of figuring it out. It was a really stressful situation, but it did make you think on your toes.
But you were only stressed for like those 30 minutes. Whereas
Yeah,
whereas now when we have that prepping, we've like gotten used to prepping and it would be like Sunday would be rolling around. So now you have all of Sunday and leading up to Monday stressing. Whereas before
that's
it's
true.
just like, oh yeah, Pat will tell me 30 minutes now. I got to try to figure
For
this out.
sure. I remember just like it being like 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night. I think that's when roast battle was happening. And Pat just being like, "Hey, you free at midnight tonight? You want to come like wear a beard and like play drums for me before roast battle?" And I was like, "All right." And I remember like going into this packed ass room and like, I think that helped though, because I was in a disguise the first few times that I went. Like it would be a beard,
Yeah.
sunglasses. Um, and then like the more I was there in a disguise, I was like, oh, I kind of want like people to know my face, and then slowly got the need for attention like outgrew my worry of being like scared of the Comedy Store. I wanted a
Yeah.
piece of that fucking stage, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I performed there a couple of times too.
For
With
Chroma
like,
keys.
yeah,
Cool.
neither time went well, like
That's funny. I wrote a note
at
down. I was
all.
like, because I remember the chroma keys. So for the listeners, Chris was part of a duo from Oklahoma. They would do like comedy songs called the Chroma Keys. And I wrote a note because I remember seeing you guys at I think it was at the Improv Lab and then another time at Lotus Lounge. Which Lotus Lounge, if I told you that it was a bar in Thailand or Tijuana, you would believe me. You wouldn't know. I never know which country it was, but it was pretty
That was the one
seedy
across
fucking
the
place
street from
from
the
the Hollywood
hotel.
Hotel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Dude,
love
that
that
place was.
place.
I mean,
Don't eat the peanuts on the bar.
I think I think Rick Wood got like attacked there. Like
I
somebody
played
like
with Rick there several
I did too.
times.
Yeah, we did like some
Yeah,
Tom
we
Petty
did that. Yeah.
covers and stuff like that. But what my point was, like, I remember seeing the chroma keys go up at multiple places. These I remember the most was Lotus and Improv Lab, and I remember going like, "Holy shit, they don't." And I mean this with love. It's like they don't care if the crowd hates them, if they don't care. You guys acted like you were like headlining Ozfest, like no matter what.
Yeah,
And that was
that was
funny.
Ryan's show, right?
Yeah, yeah. It got crazy, man.
Yeah,
That really speaks to like the mental illness of comedians. It was like you would go up at the hotel or you couldn't get up at the hotel, so you'd go across the street and it was worse. It was just you just needed to get up there and like get that mic before you go home so you didn't feel like you didn't do anything with your life.
yeah. I mean, those were fun times. Like, yeah, it was like me and
It was
Zane. Yeah,
fun, yeah.
yeah, and we would hit up the same mics as you would.
Hmm.
Like, we would be going to
Silver Lake Lounge.
Silver Lake Lounge, Echoes Under Sunset,
Yeah.
um, and yeah, just our songs were actually like they were actually well written songs and they were funny. Um, and then when we would get on stage, we would just be usually total belligerent and just
Yeah, for
and
sure.
really mess up our chances of ever coming back anywhere,
Oh,
which was
that's
kind of like the beauty of it as well, though. And then, but I mean, it caught traction, and we got like invited, and we played some shows with like with Tuesday Thomas's Freak Show and stuff. And
Yeah, you know what? I got to fill in once with Jack and the Swamp Rats one night.
yeah,
I wish I had video or photos or something because it was a trippy night. It's one of the only times in my like adult life that I've filled in for a band where like we actually rehearsed and I like, knew the songs and stuff and it was fun. I wore the skeleton outfit. My name
yeah,
was
you were Gulio.
Gulio. That's right. Dude, I wish that was video. Like, I wish there was video of that. It was really fun. Um, but yeah, I don't know. For all the people seeing this, me and Chris, we got some beers here. We're getting liquored up. I got the Baja
Yep.
Michelada. He's got the Delirium Noel. I figured why not? Me and Chris were drinking buddies. Where I figured this is a nice time to have a talk with a pal and not be so fucking like nervous. Like I want to just have a good conversation. I'm
Yeah,
also realizing that we are so close and we've talked so much and spent so much time together that it's almost I'm forgetting to like stick to the program because I'm just like I forget that we're recording.
yeah. What is the program?
Well, we'll get into that. I also want to
Okay.
apologize to all the comment people because you're gonna say I picked the beer that there's salt around the rim. I'm gonna be licking my lips this entire show. I'm gonna try not to do it in the mic, but if you keep seeing me going like that's what it is. I'm just getting that salty goodness. Um, well, I mean, this show sort of centers around a lot of like mental health. We start with this. Usually, David will say, "Hey, before we forget, Joel, we got to do the mental health minute. We check in to see how I'm doing,
Mm.
mental health wise. You know me, Chris. I've been very open about my mental health issues, struggles, journey, whatever
Yeah.
you want
Well,
to
let's
call it.
check. Let's check on in, shall we?
Thank you. Okay? Yeah, do that. Say, Joel, how you doing today, buddy?
Joel, how you doing today, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm good. Today was good. I was a little tired. I didn't sleep great last night, but overall in good spirits. I was really excited to do this with you, man. I was like, I was just looking forward to it. I don't know. So this is fun. This is when work doesn't feel like work. Like we just get to chat and like, I don't know. These are the moments that I sort of live for is like good conversations with the people that you care about. I a lot of times me and David have talked about it. Like, I'll wake up Tuesdays from the Comedy Store super depressed. I've said this a lot. You probably already
Yeah.
know this too, and it's because what I've come to realize is it's the high of like getting off stage and being in that crazy environment and then sinking the next day, mixed with the fact that you're around a lot of people that maybe you're not so close with, but everybody's sort of hanging out. And I get very like chatty and like uh, mostly loving and really positive, but I can kind of be a lot. And so the next day I'm like, what did I say to who? Why did I do that? Blah blah
Oh
blah.
yeah.
But I never feel that way like with you or like if I'm talking to close friends, like if me and you are hanging out at your house and we're drinking or whatever and we get into conversations, I'm never gonna wake up the next day and be like sad because I know that like where I'm coming from. So I think um a lot of it is like just oversharing. I don't know, but and not to like pat myself on the back or anything, but I think that's what like people like about me. That's like part of like my personality is like I overshare. I say the shit that I'm like always thinking. People gotten have gotten mad at me. They're like, Joe, you don't have to say everything you think, and I'm like, you don't understand. I do.
Yeah, I
I don't
always
know.
encourage that. I know, like, I've had people say that too. They're like, Joel needs to just like quiet down a little bit, or like just,
Mhm.
hey, tell Joel to chill. And I'm like, no, that's the beauty of Joel is he just should just speak his mind, let
Yeah,
it go.
as long as I don't say any
That's
crazy shit.
nah. Even if you do, if you say crazy shit, then we know that that was crazy. We could be like, uh-oh, red flag.
That's true. All right, fair. But
Just literally say it all. Never think about what you're
oh
gonna
no,
say.
I get canceled the next day. That's it. But like, yeah, speaking of mental health, I mean, not to drag you into this conversation, but it's been, quarantine and shit's been hard and stuff. And like, are there any sort of like daily things that you have been doing to kind of keep yourself mentally, healthy and, you have routines and stuff? I know we've talked
Yeah,
a
for
little bit about
sure.
this, but
Yeah, well for one, I'm fortunate enough to have still like a job that I can like work
yeah.
at day to day, like Monday through Friday, to where I work in an office, and if I don't need to work at an office, I could work from home. So
Mhm.
I'm like incredibly fortunate enough for that, and I realize that. So um, I do get to get out of the apartment, so I'm not like completely quarantined like a lot of people.
Mhm.
And so I actually do appreciate that time, and I really look forward just to even now my daily drives,
Yeah,
even
it's
like
like a bit of normalcy, right?
yeah, just putting a
Mhm.
podcast on and just driving to work, and just that daily kind of routine puts me in a good mood to be like, oh, things are still kind of normal, like even though they're really not.
Mhm.
But also on my days off, I'll either go for like a jog or I go for walks. Like, as old as I sound, I've really enjoyed just putting in a podcast and going for like a 6 or 7 mile walk,
Yeah, I know. When you
like,
used to
which is
tell me like you
insane.
go for walks, I was like, all right, whatever, dude. And then you told me how far you were going, and I was like, oh, you're like long distance walking. I thought you were doing like the old man, like walk around the block, but you're like taking some serious walks.
Yeah, I'm going all throughout Burbank. Like on a in the other old part about it is I wake up at like 6 or 6:30 on Saturdays and Sundays, just because I'm like it feels great. Like just the morning and the like LA weather is just like super
Yeah.
super nice. So
Yeah, you've always been
um,
an early riser, dude, since I've
I
known
think
you.
it helps me. It just like it's just real calming, and I think that's just like it really just helps keep me I guess just like stable,
Yeah.
which is great about it. Even though I put on like podcasts that are about like murder and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
like
I
crime
mean,
and like
when you
crazy
tell me like
shit.
you get up super early and you'll throw on like old horror movies or something, it's like a nice, I get it. It's like your alone time. It's everything's quiet. You get to kind of like just take in this like, some of those old movies are, I always say they're like chicken soup movies, like, they just feel good to watch. There's something about them that like, that just feels good. Even like a lot of the old slasher movies that are like, they're really dumb and the formula is like, what's coming, but I think that
Yeah,
that is where the comfort comes from. I
talk
love
about
them.
like the early 2000s slasher movies.
No, I'm talking about like the like Friday the 13th and
Oh, I love the
Nightmare on
Friday the
Elm
13th.
Street. Yeah, they're just fun. It's like I know that it's nothing original, but it's like I don't need originality really. I especially if you want like one of those like chicken soup sort of style things, it's like you want a little bit of predictability. I think.
Oh
I do.
yeah, and because you don't have to, you could just put it on and you don't have to completely be engaged in it
Mhm.
to know like what's going on.
For sure.
So like it's a perfect like Saturday morning movie. Just put on like Halloween 4,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I
it's
know.
like you're gonna have something cool that's gonna keep your attention. But like if you need to check your phone, it's fine. If you want to like cook breakfast while it's on, you can
For
look up
sure.
and still be entertained. And it's
Yeah.
nothing you really got to like pay attention to understand what's going on. That
Yeah, you're just a
Michael
body
Myers is
sound.
somehow alive
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
and still hunting.
we'll get into that soon. I don't know, like so I have a question. I'm not like I know you don't
Oh
really
yeah,
talk.
dude, check it. I mean, we're wearing a Wolfman shirt, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll do. I mean, I guess we should just follow that. But before while we're on this mental health thing, and I know you don't talk about it a lot. You don't want to be like that guy, but some people know you were in the military, and once a Marine, always a Marine. I had a Marine yell at me about that one time. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're ex-military," and he's like, "No, I'm fucking. Once you're in it, you're in it."
Yeah, I was never like that guy though. I'm
No,
like,
I know. That's
yeah,
why it's like
cool.
I'm even like, should I even bring this up? Because I know that you were never. I know you're like proud of it, but you don't like lead with it. It's like you're so much more than just like a soldier. Which is not
Yeah.
a bad thing to be anyway. But so my question, I guess, being because like that sort of stuff always it seems really scary to me. Like I don't know if I would have obviously I didn't go, but it's like I don't know if I had the sort of like I don't really know what to call it. I guess the bravery to go do that. But so I'm always just fascinated with people that go do that, and I'm wondering if while we're on the subject of mental health and all that, like um while you were out there, when you were like deployed, obviously there were probably moments where you got like homesick, stuff like that, or like what did you do while you were like out there to kind of like to keep yourself together? I mean, I don't know if this is like redundant to what we just said. It might have been the same sort of routine where you go running or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a lot. I mean, yeah, like you said, you just can exercise. You can go out and do what you need to do when you're away, but you're really not away very long. Like you're not away that much. It's not like you're gone for years and years. It's just kind of like so the time that you are away from home, it's not. It really was never hard for me to either like text somebody, shoot an
Yeah.
email, do something. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. And you got to go. You went like far away. You went to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Damn.
No. Yeah. Iraq.
Iraq. Damn. How long
Yeah.
is that? This is the dumbest question. How long is that flight? This is my stupid.
It's like 20. Yeah, it's like 24.
Man. Okay. What's the coolest thing that non-military or military that you got to see in Iraq? Was there anything that was like pretty like cool to see?
No,
You know, we
dude.
just see
Like,
the news and it's like Americans just think it's all, just desert or whatever. And it might be where you
no,
guys were
you're
going.
just kind of like, we just stayed on a fob. Like, that was it. Like, I didn't leave,
Hmm.
didn't do anything. Like, I was like, really at just a computer. So
Yeah.
like my job it was a fire direction control man.
Okay.
Just artillery kind of stuff. And
Uh-huh.
my job was coordinates pretty much. So like missions would come in, you would do the missions on the computer, and it would be done. And I
Gotcha.
really didn't leave the fob.
So you're basically doing like office work, but in
there was like 3 missions the whole time.
damn.
That was
What kind of like did you listen to music while you were out there? Because I was talking to Mitch Burrow, our friend. He was a guest on Kill Tony,
Yeah,
and he was I don't remember what branch. I think he was maybe Navy. I don't remember. This is so dumb.
I
'cause it's
think
my
he was
finish.
Marines.
Maybe
I think
he was
Marine
Marines.
Corps,
Okay,
yeah.
but he was saying he was on like an aircraft carrier. Like he's like so far out in the middle of the ocean, and he would listen to. He was playing me this song that he would listen to while he was out there on the boat, and I was like, damn, like what a trippy moment to be listening to this song while you're in the middle of the ocean. So I was just wondering with you, like, I mean, are there any songs that you can remember yourself in Iraq sort of listening to that kind of that just take you back to that area when you listen
I
to them
was
again?
listening to a lot of Sparta at the time.
Okay.
Sparta had
Yeah.
like
That's like the At the Drive-In offshoot, right? It was
yeah,
Mars Volta and Sparta were the two bands
yeah,
that
their
okay.
album, what was it, Threes? I think
Okay.
their album Threes came
Are
out
they
at the
good?
time.
I think I picked a side with Mars Volta, never really the Sparta thing was too like emo-y for me, I think. I don't
Nah,
even know
dude.
actually. I might be just generalizing. I don't know
Dude,
if they're
Sparta
emo.
was awesome. I picked Sparta over at the drive-in.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Wow.
sorry, over
Mars Volta?
Mars Volta, yeah.
Damn. I think I went with Mars Volta because that drummer was just like amazing. And I remember the first time I heard Mars Volta, I was like high out of my mind at my friend's house in historic Filipino town in Los Angeles. And I think we were just like drinking and smoking weed. And it was I listen to very like straightforward music. Like I like verse, chorus, verse, chorus. That's like my shit. So I remember like sitting in his
Well,
house. Like,
Mars Volta's not that at all.
exactly. So I was there high, and I was like, I couldn't grasp. It was like Dillon, Dillinger Escape Plan or like the shit they did with Mike Patton. Like, it's
Yeah.
just got all this like crazy stuff. So I was like, I got into it. I was like, oh, I like this. This was so in my teens. That was one of the first sort of like not traditional verse chorus bands that I got into. I was intrigued by it.
Yeah, Sparta was more verse, chorus,
Yeah. Okay.
bridge, chorus. But oh fuck, what was his name? Jim Ward. Jim Ward, like I just love Jim Ward's voice. I really liked his just style. They were closer to At the Drive-In.
Okay.
Yeah, they were definitely closer to At the Drive-In because I think they split. It was him and another one went and formed Sparta.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
And
really
then the
sure.
other 3 went and did
Mars Volta.
Mars Volta shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't like Mars Volta simply because I saw them live.
Oh, were they not good live?
No, it was like
Damn.
it was today one of the worst things I've ever seen.
What was bad
But,
about it?
It may have been the mixing,
Huh.
but so this was like Lloyd Noble Center in like Norman, Oklahoma, years. Like I think it was probably their first album.
Okay.
Because it was a Perfect Circle's 13th Step album was Perfect
cool.
Circle was headlining. Yeah,
Damn,
so it
did
was
you get
that
to see
tour.
Perfect Circle?
Hell yeah, dude.
Did?
They were awesome, dude.
Damn, that sounds dope, man. Shout out to Josh Freese, one of the greatest.
Josh Freese, Josh Freese had a broken knee that show,
Oh my God.
and he didn't miss a beat. Insane. He had a broken right knee. So
That
his kick drum knee, he was playing with his left.
Get out of here, dude. I
No.
mean, that kid's been pro since he was like 12, you know? It's
Yeah.
I brought this up like he's played for so many bands and done so many recordings. I know I've told this story before, but one time he said he was like in a store and he heard the song Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne and he called his friend. He was like, "Dude, have you heard this fucking bullshit song like I don't know, Skater Boy or something, whatever?" And they're like, "Josh, you play drums on that?" Cuz like, you know, he would play to a click before like the song was done or whatever, so he didn't know.
Yeah. He's
But I
just
just
playing
thought
a,
like,
yeah, he has
man,
no idea
dude,
that it was about to be a #1 MTV VRL hit.
VRL? You mean TRL? You fucking dumb fuck. I'm kidding. No.
Wait, what? A video request live, dude.
No, total request, baby.
Carson
But,
Daly.
the Vandals, the band that Josh Freese was like in
Mm-hmm.
as a young man, they put out a live DVD and you can when you used to be able to switch camera angles, they had a drum camera for his foot. So you could see the fucking like they had like a camera behind his bass drum foot and it's pretty fucking
Oh
incredible.
shit. Yeah.
Um,
Um, yeah, I saw them. He had a broken knee.
Jeez.
Didn't miss a beat. Didn't even know he had a broken knee until the end of the show, and Maynard pointed it out. He's like, "Oh yeah, Josh back here has a broken knee." No idea.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was insane. But Mars Volta opened for him,
Okay.
and all you could hear was just cymbals, just
Hmm.
cymbals, cymbals, cymbals. They played 3 songs, and they did a 45-minute set.
Oh, so those songs were each like whatever, like 15 minutes long?
Yeah, they
Damn.
never ended. They
Damn.
just never ended their songs. And I think at
That
the time I was just so frustrated. I was just like, ah, stop! Because all you could hear is those
yeah,
like
the
the crash
wishy-washiness.
cymbals,
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, I've
I
tried to
bet you
get
they'd be
better
fun to
about
see
that.
now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe like their own show or something. I've always sort of had an issue with that sort of shit, like the shit that like they just jam to like if the song is fucking over 5 minutes, like what are we doing here? We're just jacking off. Like it's
that's
like
what it was. Yeah,
yeah,
3 songs, a 45-minute set. It
yeah,
was pretty cool that they were like pretty much giving them the version of like the light. They were like trying to flash it in his eyes, like "You're done, stop," and they
uh-huh.
just wouldn't stop playing. They
Oh
just kept
man.
going.
Yeah, the symbol thing is interesting because like I've always been when I was younger, I was really like not very tactful in my style. Like I was just too loud. I was hitting everything. I'm doing fills every 5 seconds. And then I remember a friend of mine, not even that long ago, was like, cymbals are supposed to be like accents. You're not supposed to be hitting them like all the time. And then something clicked in
Yeah,
my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, like what am I fucking doing? So now that and then learning how to play to a click really helped me to be a little more like tasteful because I can't get wild when I'm trying to listen to the fucking thing, you know, and I'm still bad at that, but we'll see.
yeah,
We're going
that's
into
interesting,
the studio the 21st, Chris. We'll see how well I do with a click or not. We'll see.
dude. You're gonna be doing what? Playing what?
I'm gonna be playing bass. I'm gonna be playing drums and guitar and singing, and Chris will be
Nice.
playing lead guitar, and then our buddy Ryan is gonna be playing bass. And we're doing a punk EP. It's gonna be fun.
How many songs is it? It's like 5 songs,
It's
right?
4 songs.
Four
Yeah, yeah,
songs.
4 songs. I'm writing. I wrote like two other like the music for two others, but what I'm realizing is if I keep writing too many, I forget how I even played them. Like the um, you know.
Yeah. That's why you just record on your phone.
I'm recording, but I'm forgetting.
That's
So I'm trying. I have to listen to them and like learn it again by ear because I'm forgetting what
gotcha.
I'm
Yeah.
doing. Um, but yeah, that'll be fun. What were we saying? Yeah, symbols. Anyway.
Symbols. Yeah, dude. So, speaking of holidays,
Uh huh. Yes.
um, what's your favorite Christmas horror movie?
Um, I think my favorite. I'm gonna say the original Black Christmas. I think it's really beautifully shot. I love the colors. There is a scene. It's a lot of POV stuff, And I heard you talking about this on the RBG show or RRBG. I don't know what he calls it anymore.
RRBG, yeah.
Shout out to Eddie.
Yep.
Um, uh, uh, about the old movies with the PO with the them the first, what is it, the first Friday the 13th, where they're it's like one of the first movies to do that POV for like a killer.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I might be rambling at this point. The
With Mrs.
micheladas in my
Voorhees.
veins.
Yeah.
But in Black Christmas, there's this really cool scene. There's a lot of cool like POV stuff, and the cameras they were big. Like you couldn't just like. I don't think it was just like a
The
easy
attic
to
scene
hold
is
it.
yeah.
Where he's climbing up the ladder. I'm like, how the fuck did they do this? Like, I think somebody was maybe behind him holding it, and someone's.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking it has to be the cameraman they had to have rigged it up to the cameraman's shoulder.
Yeah.
Has to be. And
so
he
it's impressive.
Up. Yeah, it was really weird. Like I was thinking of that too, because what year was that? That was like
I'm not sure. Let
late
me see.
70s, early
I'll look
80s.
it up right now. But that's probably my favorite. I like I just think it's dope. It's like the way the film looks is really good. I think that a lot of those old movies can feel dated and cheesy, and I don't, to me, I don't think it is. I think it's like still pretty good. It's older, awesome. You can tell, but it's like I really love it a lot.
Yeah, I got to rewatch the remake. I watched that in theaters, but I have already forgotten it.
It's 1974.
Okay, so I was a little off. I said late 70s.
Yeah, right now my girlfriend's watching the new one, which I refuse to watch. I guess they did one like last year, right?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. It's closer to like a slasher.
You know what I hated, dude? Watch the trailer. They give the entire movie away, almost. Like they almost I think I remember them like revealing like the end and everything like in the trailer. Like they show that. I don't know. It was just too much. That's an issue I've had lately with a lot of these trailers, is like they're just putting the whole fucking movie in the trailer, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I do that with a show that I've been watching on Netflix, which is like not horror at all. In case you're watching anybody who edits the Great British Baking Show, stop showing the entire fucking show at the beginning for the preview. We don't need to see everybody's bakes before the show starts.
Yeah. If you're going to do that, just end it there. That guy from fucking from the Mighty Boosh is on that, isn't he?
Yeah, Noel Fielding. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. That guy looks rock and roll as hell, dude.
Dude, I love it. That's the only reason I started watching that show.
You know what? I saw his picture yesterday, and I was like, oh, now I get why some people are watching this. I go, I might watch it just because of that, dude. I love his style, man. He's got like that Johnny Thunders, like old school, like New York Dolls, like vibe of like dressing and shit. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome, and he doesn't fit that like profile of a show like at all, because like he's this kind of gothic, like dark comic. Yeah. If you have ever seen that, like anybody listening, if you haven't watched the Mighty Boosh, like
go back and watch Greg. Yeah, just
go
YouTube
back and watch
Greg.
As much Mighty Crack Fox, as much Mighty Boosh as possible. So he's on this baking show now, but it's I just started watching it like over quarantine, and I've been hooked. I've like started watching it from the beginning, and like we've been going back season after season after season.
Man, I have like food issues, so I feel like if I watch that, I'm just throwing it all out the window, and I'm gonna want sweets all the time.
Dude, Alice started baking because of it.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
Send over some of that shit. No.
She baked. Listen to this. So, as everyone was calling me a pussy just a second ago when they were listening to me to talk about watching this, Alice has made a homemade pumpkin pie. You know how I fucks with pumpkin.
Yeah.
A homemade apple pie. Another homemade pumpkin pie, but we had to throw that one away because she forgot the brown sugar in it. So we'll pull that one back. And then she made up for it by making another pumpkin pie.
Wow.
And then she made a bread pudding.
Oh, that sounds good. Damn, man.
Hells yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight, but I bet it's going to be bad after talking about all this shit.
You know what? Start watching Great British Baking Show.
I can't do it. I might, but it's just I if I watch any food show, it's over for me. I'm like I think I have like serious like food addiction. Nobody ever wants to hear it from like a skinny person, but like there are days where I'm just it's like
Dude,
all I think about.
I'm like not in shape at all anymore. Like
Yeah, I
at
can
all.
tell. I've been wanting to talk to you about that. Okay, all right. Okay, look at this guy. Get out of here, dude. Okay. All I can see is
See
like a
that, dude?
white
This
light. That's how fucking white you are, dude. Hey, dude, your Oklahoma's showing, dude.
that Oklahoma has never left my body, which
I
is
know.
crazy.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? Remember when we recorded that shit in Echo Park at that guy's house that was like it was downstairs, it was on the hill and it was inside like this like concrete ass like bunkers kind of place. Like it was when I was playing with the brushes and stuff. You had just come back from Oklahoma. You were there for
Yeah.
like a week or something. And I was thinking about it today.
Scott something.
Scott Barber.
Barber,
Yeah,
yeah.
the barber sessions, the infamous barber sessions. That was when I put earwax drops in my eye because I thought it was Visine and I thought I was gonna go blind and I was like my eyes were burning. Anyway, but I remember you saying you had just come back from Oklahoma and you were like, dude, I bought a round of beers for like $12 or something. You bought beers for like everyone in the bar for like some ridiculous amount of money. I don't know if you remember, ridiculous
yeah.
meaning low.
Yeah, probably because LA it's like average what, $8-10 for just a pint of beer.
Yeah,
Of like a good
crazy.
beer. I would say like, yeah, craft beer somewhere is like $8. But in Oklahoma, you could go, and Oklahoma's actually recent within the last like few years have been like exploding with like breweries and stuff. And dude, they're actually really good. Every time I go back,
I bet. Yeah.
I just stop in, and I always just check out just like the different breweries and stuff. But dude, they're ridiculously good. But also they're all cheap. You could say like a pint of beer somewhere is like 4.50,
Damn. That's
probably like average price. It's insane.
the Cha Cha Lounge used to have like 250 paps on draft, and that was
Cha
cool.
Cha Lounge.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
know.
about
You
that.
remember bars? You remember going out to drink and stuff?
Yeah, Cha
That was
Cha.
yeah.
Um, that place got rough sometimes, but it was next to the German bar,
Yeah, it's across the street from Red Lion, so you
Red
can.
Lion.
That
Yeah.
place was fun on like piano night. I used to like it on like slow nights because you could just sit at the bar. It was like calm, and they had like the free beer cheese and like bread that you could eat, and they got food there and stuff. It was like, you know.
Yeah, one day. Are you gonna get the old V word?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I ain't scared, dude. Please
Dude, you're
anything
gonna
to.
become retarded.
Whoa, whoa! You gonna drop the R word, dude? On
I
my
used to no no no,
fucking
it's fine.
show,
I
dude.
used I used a soft A.
Hey, dearie, beep that out. All right, we don't want Chris getting canceled. No, but I know
Retarded,
what
dude.
yeah, you're doing
Uh
like the impression of like the people who like think that shit is like, yeah.
yeah, no no no. Yeah, dude. I'm stoked. I watched an interview today of like this old British man getting he got his vaccine, and he was like super hilarious just how excited he was.
Oh man.
And it may have brought a little tear to my eye because I was like, "Hey,
Mhm.
we're almost back to normal."
Yeah, I know, man. It's really been it's been a lot. I was noticing today, like I just go through it every day. I'm like, I'll feel really great in the morning, and then I'll just be like pissed in the middle of the day, and then I'll be sad, and then I'll be happy again. And I was telling my girlfriend, and she's just like, "Well, it's just COVID, man. Like it's everybody is going through that right now. Um,
Yeah, that's why you got to go on those walks in the morning, dude.
I know I really need to start like running again and shit. But I'm just in this, I'm lately I've felt a little bit like lost, like directionless creatively. And so when I put the deposit on the studio to do these punk songs, it was nice. It was like a nice little like, well, now I have direction towards that. And I might be producing like some songs for Pat soon, so that'll be fun. But I just don't,
That's cool.
I'm missing a lot of shit because it's like I can't go to mics. I can't, do stuff. So I've just felt a little bit floaty lately and not really like able to grasp onto anything. But you know, I think
Yeah,
everybody is.
yeah, and that's why I said like I'm like fortunate enough to like to where I still get to go to work
Yeah,
and or I can work from home if I need to. So like I haven't really experienced the struggle that a lot of like other artists in
yeah,
LA, such as you know, everybody else that I know at the Comedy Store,
yeah,
that it's experiencing right now, just out of work and just staying at home, like, and not
yeah.
going out and doing
Yeah, I
anything.
guess the one thing that helps is like everybody is going through it, but it's not like, oh, just me. So that does help to be like, we're not the only one, but you know, um, damn, I got a couple things. I don't know if we should I guess we'll keep going with the Comedy Store. I mean, well,
Yeah,
yeah, fuck it. Yeah, me and you we're a part of a new show called Tiny Sets, and
should we get another? Do you have your beer?
I mean, I have it right
Good.
here. I still have some. I'm not
Oh,
doing
can
it.
I grab one?
Yeah, go do it.
I still have my headphones in so I could hear
Okay.
everything you say.
Okay, cool. I'm talking about Tiny Sets while you're gone.
I'm gonna come back and my pants are gonna be off.
Cool, 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 cool. God, I'm glad he's gone for a second. I mean, all he does is just talk about himself. It's like really weird. It's like, I get it. I'm interviewing you, but like, do you have to be so full of yourself all the time? And just like, hey, Chris, what's up, man? So here we are.
Let me open this beer
That is the
here.
scariest bottle opener of all time. I remember holding it like at your house, and I was like, holy, it really puts into perspective the deadliness of these fucking of what it is.
The
For the people
power
that
of a 50 cal.
There you go. For the people listening that aren't watching the video, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, he has a bullet that was converted into a bottle opener. It's a joke. Chris is not pro violence, so just
I'm definitely not pro violence. Thank you.
No, but we've been doing the tiny sets thing at the Comedy Store. That's been really
Yeah.
fun. I felt like this Saturday, uh, we really locked into a pretty good jam. I don't know if it was the addition of the guitar, but like, um, there were moments where it felt it. I lost myself in what I was doing. I wasn't thinking so much. Where I'm always thinking, and this is like one of the times I was able to just play. I don't know.
Yeah. I was able to, like, I think I was able to, like, kind of come up with a basic pattern for that first one, which was really cool that they both learned it. And, like, whenever we got there, it was Pink and Trey were just like able to just go,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like insane. It was really really cool, and it really filled it out and sounded really good. And then that other one we just came up with during Fahim's, we just came up with on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're right. It felt like just comfortable all the way through, and I think
Yeah.
that just comes with experience of just jamming with you.
Yeah, and I
Because I
think
was
we've
watching
done
your
it.
foot. I was
Okay,
always
cool.
watching your foot. I was just staring at your kick drum foot the whole
Oh,
time.
it's so crazy. I
It,
used to do that with Pat. I would watch his leg while he was like tapping it while he was playing guitar so that I wouldn't speed up. Like I would just try to stay. I could always like look at his leg and know that that was my metronome. But that's weird. I've never heard it the other way around. But I guess yeah, I mean, what more do you want? I mean, I think it's an asset that we've played bass and drums together for a while now. So like what more can you ask for than like a rhythm section that's like knows each other?
yeah, and like the fact that we're able to just continue to play
Hmm.
throughout on this show, whereas before it'd be like we'd only have like that few seconds to try to lock in, and then it was done. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
if you weren't locked in right off the bat, it just didn't
It was
happen
funny. Yeah,
before it
we'd
was
all look at
over.
each other like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. But at least here we're able to like lock in at the beginning and roll a little bit. And then when we get that locked in, we're just going the rest of the time.
Yeah,
We
and then
can
we can like
stay that
play
way.
with our levels and dynamics and stuff. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
And what's really cool about it, when it comes out, I can't wait for people to see it, is that the fact the band is playing, it kind of, you would think that wouldn't work, but the fact the band is playing and we have that slow groove, it keeps the comic on rhythm so that they can deliver their joke and move on to the next one
Yeah.
and like not have to like have that awkward pause of like silence and
Yeah, with
nothing
no
in the room.
audience, I think it really
Yeah,
helps the fact that there's no audience.
it's
To
almost
me,
like it's almost like what would you call that? Like what were those like old jazz sets where like a comic would just come up and play behind it or play in front of like a jazz band.
yeah, I don't know what you'd call it.
I don't know, like
Yeah,
whatever. You know.
you know what we're talking about, all
Yeah,
right?
that thing.
If not,
I
look
can't
it
wait.
up.
You're the one getting the comments, not me. I don't have to see these comments,
Start
dude.
commenting on Chris's stuff. Go ahead, go over to his Instagram, give him the business. Um, going back to like horror movies, do you remember sort of like your first experience with it, and like what was the first thing that ever made you be like, oh, this is like for me? Because it's definitely like a thing. Like I'm like that too. For me, it was probably like watching like Twilight Zone with my mom as a kid. You know, was like my first sort of like thing into that. And maybe
Yeah.
like yeah, I don't know. Do you remember the first time you're like, oh, this is cool. I like this.
What got me into it, believe it or not, is my parents weren't all well, my dad never really let me watch a lot of horror movies. Like if the cover looked gruesome or whatever, like it's not like he was ever like, you can't watch that. We just never rented them, so I never
Yeah.
got to watch them. I never got to see them. And then there's this guy who's actually a host now, Joe Bob Briggs, who used to host a show on TNT back in the day, like way back in the day, called Monster Vision. And you just got to watch these really cool kind of like old um, B movie kind of like horror movies that I really got into, and they would just be playing, and that's really kind of like what got me into like horror movies and stuff.
What days?
Um,
Like when was that playing? Was it like Friday nights was it during the day?
no, they were like it was at night. I believe they were like Friday nights. I want to
Okay.
say Friday, maybe Friday, Saturday. I don't know, man. This was so long ago.
Like
But I would be
how old were
watching.
you? Do you remember? Like just in the
I
age
was up.
range?
Oh man, 2000s. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I'd
like
be like
20 years ago, so
upstairs.
maybe like 10,
Maybe
12 ish.
yeah, because I'd be upstairs in our rec room watching it. Like, oh, sorry,
Ooh, sorry, he's got a rec
privileged.
room. Ooh.
I'd be
No,
up
in
there like
Oklahoma, a rec room is just there's just mud everywhere, and just there's
it was a wreck.
there you go, spelled WRE. That's a good name for a band, Rec Room, but spelled WRECK. There probably
Wrecked
is one
room.
already.
We're yeah, the wrecked room.
Okay.
But yeah, I would just be up there watching it, and you'd watch just really cool just horror movies. And he's actually on Friday night on Shutter
Yeah.
doing another.
Good.
He kind of came back on Shutter, Joe Bob Briggs, and he does like these horror monster, not really monster, but horror movie marathons, which are like two kind of like drive-in style movies, and he does those from time to time. Next one's Friday, so I'm like super stoked about
Do
it.
they? It's a surprise too, like the movie that they're showing, right? They kind of like
Yeah,
tease it a little bit, but you don't really know.
well, yeah. So they don't even really tease it. So he just kind of the whole kind of point is behind it is to have like that feeling of being in a drive-in theater, like the old kind of B horror movies,
Yeah.
slasher movies, and so they so they don't really tell you like what the movie's gonna be. You just kind of tune in and you watch along with him. So like he will kind of like introduce the movie, kind of comes on as he's the host. And if you've ever seen like any kind of like old horror host movies like Elvira,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, you just have the host. They introduce the
Svengoolie.
movie. Yeah, they introduce the movie, starts playing the movie, and then like a few minutes in, I don't know, 20 minutes in, it cuts back to the host, and they kind of
Cool.
explain to you like what you just saw, different things about the characters, just some like cool history about like maybe the making of the movie,
Yeah.
and then like back to the movie, and then they go back and they show a little bit more of it. And it's just really cool, and it's like kind of
Yeah.
a fun event.
I
Yeah.
love it. I think it's like we're so used to Googling everything all the time that it's like it's just a more, I don't know, just a more fun way to like learn stuff about the movie. It just, I don't know, it's more
Yeah.
immersive, because the
Yeah.
other way is like you're watching and you keep checking out to go back to your phone, checking out to where this one, it's like you can stay locked in and still get like all of that, learn stuff about it, and
Yeah, and he'll bring like guests on and stuff. Maybe it's like people from the movie or like maybe like the directors of like whatever movie they're watching.
mhm.
Um, the special effects guys that they
Cool.
bring on are like really cool because they talk about like, hey, I think they showed like Maniac once,
Uh-huh.
which is a crazy movie. Like
I
it's a
saw that a while ago.
disgusting
I
movie.
remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they brought the special effects guy on for it who
Okay.
like made all that, and and he was the guy in the cab who got his head blown off with a shotgun.
Okay.
And so they talked about like how they did that scene, and it's
Man.
like this fucking really crazy and disgusting
Have you
like
ever
cool
seen have you
scene
ever
though.
seen a Maniac Cop? That's
Yes,
another one. That one's pretty wild too, yeah.
that one is fun. Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas horror movie?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Black Christmas, but you already took it. So I would
I mean,
say,
you can also have it. It's fine. I don't own
no,
it.
no, you already took it, man.
Okay, it's mine. Goodbye.
I'll go a little bit more recent.
Okay.
Um,
Ooh, I'm excited. I think, can I
there's
guess? Are you gonna say
go for it.
Krampus?
No.
Okay, all right.
Okay, go ahead and guess though.
Damn. Okay, recent a recent Christmas
And it's not this new movie Freaky. I haven't got to see that one yet.
oh, that one, is that the Freaky Friday one where they switch bodies?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. It's been fun. It
Yeah,
looks
that's the
funny.
one. Yeah, I'm never gonna watch that.
I'm gonna watch it.
Um,
I'm gonna watch the shit out of that one.
Damn, Christmas? I don't know. I can't guess. Tell me.
There's this movie that is called A Christmas Horror Story.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Yeah.
It's really cool. It's on. I think it's on Shutter.
Okay.
Will Will Shatner's in it, dude.
Oh, okay.
Is like
Wow.
a yeah. He's a radio host
The
in it.
face of Michael Myers.
Yeah, dude, it's a really fun movie. It's one of those that's it's almost like Trick or Treat,
Okay, cool.
you know,
Yeah.
where there's those like the five stories that kind of like combine, like
Yeah.
kind of like meet together. It's one of those, but with like this Christmas
An
horror.
anthology. That's cool. Did you ever see Tales of Halloween?
Yeah, yeah, I
That
saw
one's
Tales of
fun. How
Halloween.
about Southbound?
That's the one where they're stranded on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
another anthology. That one's good too. I'm looking it up because there's more. I mean, Gremlins is technically.
Gremlins. I showed. So, oh, that's another one of my favorite things
I got
about.
to see that in the at the $1 Million Theater. I think it's called in downtown. It's a shut down old theater, but it's like beautiful inside. They showed it on film for this big event, and it was fucking really cool, man. It was a fun night. I got to see it in 35 millimeter, and like, it was dope.
Wait, Gremlins,
Yeah, Gremlins. Yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
yeah, it was cool.
Um, Alice didn't get to watch a lot of horror movies when she was younger.
Oh, that's so
So
fun then to like show her them.
yeah, so I get to show her all of them, and I showed her Gremlins last year, and she like really liked it.
I mean, it's
Okay.
great. I mean,
Oh,
I
kind of
just
one.
reminded myself that I got to watch it soon.
Gremlins 2 is really terrible, but it's
I like it.
hilarious.
I like it. And here's a weird fact: Gremlins 2, I think, is one of the only movies that has Disney and Warner Brothers characters in the same movie.
Disney and Warner Brothers
Yeah, because
characters.
there's like a point, right? They like totally it gets completely wacky, and there's like cartoons and shit involved. And I think that it's one of the only movies where that happened. You know, before like the crazy like licensing or whatever the fuck it's called. You know.
Weird.
Yeah. I liked it. It's fun. What is it? I think it's called. Is it Silent Night, Deadly Night? What's the one?
Silent Night, Deadly Night is a good one. There's also Santa's Sleigh, which features Bill Goldberg
Yeah, you
as
told me
Santa.
about that. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's Santa's Sleigh as an SLAY. And it's like Santa was under a curse for 100 years, and under that curse he had to be nice, but now that curse is over, so he doesn't have to be nice anymore. And so he's just coming around and just killing people. It's hilarious.
Oh, wait, what's it called? I'm looking for this fucking movie. Oh, it's gonna kill me if I think yeah, it's Silent. I think it's Silent Night, Deadly Night. 84. Let's see.
Yeah, there was two of them.
Okay, but I'm looking at the original. Let me see if it's the guy. Yeah, that's right. I think this is the one. It's really campy and shit. Yeah. But I think I went to like a double feature at the New Beverly, and it was It was Black Christmas and then Silent Night, Deadly Night. So I got to see those in 35 millimeter too. It was like it's just fun. I don't know. It was God. I miss going to the movies, man.
I know. That's okay. So here, okay, question for you.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Hmm.
COVID's over. Everything is back to normal. Switch is pulled.
Yeah.
Where do you go? What's your day?
I get up. Oh man, this is fucking crazy. I'd probably go to jujitsu, to be honest. Start my day off with jujitsu. Go to an open mic at fucking 5 or whenever the fuck,
So
and then
jujitsu's what time?
jujitsu's at
And you know
11.
tomorrow's over, so you can plan your day
Yeah,
accordingly.
jujitsu
So
at
you're
11.
you're
I'm done with
you're gonna
that.
sleep until 11.
No, I sleep until about 9. You know, shower, get ready, get my stuff on, go to jujitsu. Finally, just wrestle with other people. You know, I'd hug everybody.
Get your
Um,
boners touching.
what you said, yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. Um, fuck, I don't know. That's rough. I mean, I guess just do everything. Just I don't know. Go to an open mic for sure. I'd want to do comedy like immediately. Um, I don't know. Go to the movies. Go to a bar. Go have dinner with my
You can't
girlfriend.
do all those things in one day though.
It's my fucking day. I'll do whatever I want. How about you? What are you gonna do?
You can't start your day at 11. That's what I'm saying. You can't
Okay, I'm
start your day
sorry that I don't wake up at six o'clock, dude.
6 a.m.
What are you doing? You tell me.
I think first thing I'd go back to my old gym at like I'd give it till 8 o'clock. I'd wake up at 6, but I'd go at 8.
Yeah.
Um, then I think I might just hit up like a music venue somewhere. I don't know where.
For sure. Some stage diving.
Yeah. What's a good music venue around here that would have like like a show immediately?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'd have to go to like maybe like I don't know. I
Rainbow
think
Room.
yeah, I think the Roxy is like really fun. It depends who's playing, you know. The Roxy, the Whiskey, um, any of those places.
Yeah, dude. I'll get that vaccination in my arm. I'll put them
Hell
twice.
yeah.
I'll put them in there twice if I have
I'll
to.
do it live on the podcast.
Dude, I'll do it live on the podcast.
Hell
Why don't
yeah.
we get the band back together for a live vaccination?
That'd be cool. Hell yeah. It's funny because I didn't even mention that David Deary is not here today. It's because we're doing this Zoom thing and we were like, we need as little craziness going on. Like it was already hard enough to coordinate the two of us, let alone like add a third person. So he left me with the reins, and I don't know if that was a good thing or not. I'm enjoying this. I hope
I'm
everybody
looking at
else
my
is.
I'm looking at my framing, and you could just see like a big old. You got my breaker box over here, and then it looks like I'm in like Italy or something back
Yeah, it
here.
does. It's a very cool background. Yeah,
Does it look like I'm in Italy?
it does. Yeah, I thought you were. You're not. Where are you calling from?
I'm in the Italy.
Oh, great. We made it to the impression part of the. I'm just kidding. Let me see. I got some notes here. Let's try to do these notes before we got to get out of here. I've kept you almost an hour now.
Dude, note me up.
Let's see. Remember when you were a private detective? That was fun. Or you were like, remember you like worked for some. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that. Anyway.
Oh yeah. So
People were like, you would like bust people making bootleg.
this is crazy. Yeah. So I worked for this. I worked for this agency before the job I have now, and this was for just a very short period of time. But I worked for this agency where we would go undercover and into like the illicit market and like find just counterfeit items, and we'd work with like the police and things like that just to kind of like bust the black market. I guess it was very strange and very weird. Like I would go online and like offer up and stuff like that to someone selling like a fucking
Bootleg Louis Vuitton bag or something.
yeah, Louis Vuitton bag or like a Kobe jersey or some shit. And I'd be like, yeah, man. And we'd show up and I'd have like little like hidden cameras on me, like
Oh my
little
god, it was so
keychain.
funny because it was like so not you, and like it did only last like a month or something, right? It
I
was
think it
like
was like
so
two
short.
months, yeah. And then when they let me go, I was just like, oh my god, thank God.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
it was funny. It was so not like you, but it was like kind of crazy when you were doing it. I was
Yeah, at that point when they let me go, because that is when I could then apply for unemployment and I can like take my time trying to find work that I actually wanted to do.
for sure.
You know, whereas before, like, I had quit my job, and I think it had been like probably good like 6, 7 months because I thought like, hey, I could quit my job and I'll find another job pretty
Mhm.
much like pretty quickly, like doing something. And I went so long without a job that eventually that was the first thing that I found and
Yeah,
I
I
took it.
remember that. Yeah, exactly.
And because I quit, I wasn't able to get unemployment. So I
Mm,
was just like living on what savings I had. So as soon
damn.
as that job fired me, I was like, yes, I could get my unemployment back. And then I could like comfortably look for something better.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah. Let's see.
thanks,
That's
California. Thanks, Governor Newsom.
hell yeah.
I
Anyway,
have no idea if he has anything to do with it. He's
yeah,
just
probably not.
shutting down my
Hey,
country.
remember when we used to go to Leo's Tacos after the Comedy Store on Monday
Mm-hmm.
nights? That was fun.
El Pastor tacos, dog.
That's right. Do you remember what the most tacos that I ever ate was?
I want to say 12.
I think I might be right. Yeah, I was gonna say 10 or 11, but yeah, probably 12. We used to
That
go
was
fucking ham there, dude. Well, I would. You guys would have like a tasteful amount, and I'd be like, "Let's get more, dude."
so I was that was just clearing
Uh-oh.
my throat.
Uh-oh.
Um, dude, if anybody, you were the only one around me. So, um,
Pointing
anyways,
fingers on my show. God damn it.
I when we were just doing our last taping at that Tiny Sets, I was kind of walking down to get like some food between sets because we had all that time, and I was thinking about that old shit. I was like, dude, we used to go to like Leo's Tacos, but then after the Comedy Store, even prior to that, remember we used to go to like Cantor's Diner?
Yeah, yeah. I miss that,
Yeah,
man. Me,
we
you,
go to
and
like
Ryan J. Or,
Mills,
yeah. Joe's Pizza sometimes we'd go.
Joe's. Yeah, dude,
Oh,
those were
man.
the freaking
I
days.
know. That's when we were fucking going at it, dude. We didn't even know that the world was gonna fall apart for a little while. But well, okay, back to all right, Leo's. That's it. Let's see.
Nice, nice notes.
Yeah, these are not great notes. Uh, do you remember like how old were you like the first band? I know you played like with your dad when you were like a kid, right? Like how old were you when you were in that thing?
Probably like 17,
Okay, okay. Do you
18.
remember like the first band you were in that was like on your own volition, like the first thing
Yeah,
that you started? Yeah.
16.
What was that?
16
And
years
like
old.
what were you guys playing? And like, what do you remember about that?
So I was in seventh grade. Yeah, so seventh grade, and it was. I remember these guys. Two of them were like really good friends of mine, but they were talking about these other two guys and how they had just like formed this band.
Hmm.
And somehow I just overheard it, and so I was just like, "Hey, I have a PA. If you guys want to come to my place,
Nice.
and we could jam." And that's how I got into it. And
You
then,
always got to bring something to the table. That's people always ask me
dude,
shit like that. It's like bring
if you
something
have
to the table.
if you have the PA, you're in. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You got the
Mhm.
PA. It doesn't matter how shitty you are. You are in. You have your choice of bands.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
because just growing up, like seriously, from the time I was like a baby, my dad had been in bands his
Hmm.
whole life. So we have
Does he
all this
still play
equipment.
music now?
Yeah, he's
Cool.
still so he lives in Florida right now, and he's still like recording and stuff. And I'm
Mhm.
trying to help him get like his kind of like home studio set up. It's just him,
Yeah,
and he
drinking
kind of
SoCo
has
and lime.
like an older computer. So I'm trying to help him like figure out how to record in nowadays. So
Yeah,
like
for
yeah,
sure.
so he has like the Focusrite and stuff. So and I think he's trying to run through like Ableton. So I'm trying to
Okay.
like help him with that. But
What kind of music was that band that you joined because of your
so
PA?
so the one, yeah, so I invited him over, and we ended up just playing one song over and over, which was if
how
you
it
were to
is.
guess, no, go ahead and guess
Okay.
the first
Um,
song a band ever learns.
Iron Man.
No, simpler. Think simpler. I bet you people are screaming right now. It's the first song every band learns.
Oh, Nirvana. Never mind. No, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
No.
Oh, I'm thinking these
That's
are
too
songs.
complicated.
Okay, first band that Brain Stew by Green Day.
Yes, that was
Nice.
it. It was
Fuck
Brain Stew.
yeah, dude.
Congratulations.
Dude, I did the same
Cheers.
shit. Hell yeah, dude.
Cheers. It was Brain Stew.
Dude, I fucking did it too, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There was Brain Stew, and I only played the bottom two strings, so the E and the A string power chord. But I had to learn them like 30 minutes before the guys were coming over because I hadn't actually played the guitar yet.
No, oh, you were just playing bass at the time.
No, nothing.
Oh,
I had
shit.
just had a PA.
Wow.
So
So like
I was
30
just
minutes before they come over, you're like just trying to figure it out.
it was probably like an hour, 30 minutes, something like that. And I remember they were on their way, and I was like, hey, Dad, these guys want to come over and jam. Can I play the guitar? And then I showed him what we were trying to do, and he quickly showed me like the power chord, which is just the two fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just showed me like you just play these notes.
Yeah.
And it was what is it, four or five notes, and he was like, this is how to play it. But I only did the two fingers.
I think it's like, yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And so we learned that one song, and then and then the 7th grade talent show was coming up.
Nice, dude.
No big deal. Guess who was top of the bill?
Oh shit, dude, this guy. Wow. And that's how you bought that villa in Italy that you're sitting in front of
Dude,
now?
yeah, dude, look. I'm about to walk out on my balcony in a little bit.
Wow.
Smoke
That's
this
so
big
cool.
old stogie I got.
That's so funny that it's like I'm partly proud of myself, but it feels good to like share that common. There are those things with kids like from our generation, like those songs that we played. It's like before the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
Or not before the internet, but it wasn't what it is now. But that's funny that, yeah.
There was a slight battle though, because there was one other band that had just started. They were the grade above us. They were the 8th graders.
Oh no.
And they learned, and they couldn't even say the title of their fucking song, like a bunch of posers. They learned "This Is Growing Up," which was "Damn It" by Green Day.
Is that what they called it?
Or not Green Day, Blink-182.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but they couldn't call it "Damn It," so they called
Why,
it
'cause
"This
of the
Is Growing
school?
Up." Because it was a curse word, dude.
That's
yeah.
funny.
We're in the
Grow
Bible
up,
Belt, dog.
people.
Oklahoma.
Damn, that's crazy. Well, look, I got one more thing. We're definitely gonna have you back because, like, when we can actually, when the improv lets us back in to do in-person stuff, and we're trying to figure out how to get distancing, so we'll definitely do a part 2. But the last thing.
Oh, I forgot you're doing it at the Improv.
Yeah, but since the lockdown again, we're back here on Zoom. So, but this, here we are. We're making it work. So my last thing is, as far as like, because I know you're like getting into like mixing and producing and stuff like that, and you've obviously experimented with all kinds of guitar tones. Actually, I have 2 things. This is one. We'll make this quick. We'll get like 3 from you, and then I'll do the last question for one of our listeners who sent in a question. Can you name just yeah?
Listener
I mean, it's not
question.
it's not really for you. They just asked me, and I was like, hey, I'm having Chroma on. Maybe he knows. So I'm sorry not to burst your bubble. Wow, he's on his high horse from being the Brain Stew kid in high school to or junior high.
I was the lead singer, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, what happened?
You better watch who you're talking to.
You really peaked.
Lead singer of that band. I don't even remember her name.
It was the Green Days. No,
probably.
Okay. Speaking of production, guitar, all that sort of stuff, and this is always hard because people rack their brains. I'm gonna start the question with, this is just today at this moment. It could change immediately after the podcast, in 10 minutes, whatever. But just right now, give me 3 of like your favorite sounding albums, whether that means the production, the guitar, just as a full sort of piece of like the mix, whatever. Like 3 that just come to mind.
I would say first one would be Black Lips.
Okay.
Fuck, what is it called? It's like Under the Dark Rainbow or Under the Rainbow or something like that. Black
Okay.
Lips album. I would say probably the latest Queens of the Stone Age album sounds amazing.
Cool. I had a feeling you'd say something by Queens of the Stone Age.
Dude, you can't beat their sound. Their sound is just absolutely insane and amazing.
Yeah, I know you love that sound.
Fuck, who would the other one be? I was really impressed with the latest Metallica album, like, and actually how well it sounded.
Is that the live one?
I'm sorry, not the live one.
The one before that.
The one before that, the S&M2.
Okay. What was it? That was not set to destroy, self-destruct, hardwired to self-destruct.
Yeah, hardwired.
That's it.
I was real impressed because like I had stopped listening to Metallica for a while.
From Saint Anger, right?
Yeah, pretty much after Jason Newsted left, I had stopped like really listening to him.
How dare you? Robert Trujillo is the man.
Yeah, well, that album
I know.
I just recently realized he didn't even play bass.
You told me that.
album.
Yeah, that's so
yeah,
crazy.
there's Bob Rock played bass on it.
Who was it? Who?
Is their producer Bob Rock played bass on? Was it Saint Anger? I think was the.
Gotta be. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Rock.
Robert Trujillo was in the video, but he didn't actually play on the
record.
Record. Cool.
Yeah. And I honestly thought that sounded like garbage. Like not the bass, but just the mix in general.
I didn't like the drum sounds on it either.
I hated the music to it and everything. And so I kind of like was really disappointed in it. And then
if you listen to Saint Anger,
the
the actual song Saint Anger, the snare is super pingy. I don't know what it,
yeah.
I know Lars uses those ahead sticks, the plastic ones.
They're super
very
pingy.
Weird. Yeah, the mix is weird. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't like it, so I kind of fell off with them. And then recently, this album came out, and I listened to it, and it like actually like really brought me back to like old Metallica kind of.
I think that's what they were going for. I think they felt that like a lot of people felt the same way that you did. So I think they were trying to come back from it, you know. And then me and you listened to S&M2 on the way home from Ventura that time we were in the studio, and it was fun. It's a fun record, man. I'm not a Metallica hater. There's always going to be people that got shit to say about everybody, and to them I say, what the fuck have you done? Anyway.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Eddie on RRBG asked me this, so I want to ask it to you. Any band, their drummer drops out and they need a fill-in, who would it be?
And this is not whether or not I can actually play their songs.
Yeah, if you feel like you would fuck up their songs and it would screw you over and you would never want to, then nah. But like, if they're like, dude, Joel, can you sit in?
Yeah, and in this scenario, I can play all their songs.
Yeah, or if you can't, if you think you could figure them out and learn them, it doesn't matter. Like,
oh my god,
who
this
would you
is
go
rough.
I'll tell you what. Like, I picked Queens of the Stone Age. I said like I'd sit in with their like bassist, but
yeah,
I could learn it. Like he's fucking insane, amazing, but I could like come up with my.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, go for it.
First off, I'd say Rancid, probably.
Rancid. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the one. Yeah.
You would go with Rancid. Okay.
What happened? Yeah, I think that'd probably be the one because it just seems like a fun fucking time. Maybe Bad Religion would be fun, but I mean, like and then I almost got the opportunity to sit in with Black Flag right before all this shit happened. We were on the road.
I was gonna say, what about Black Flag? Whatever happened to that?
I mean, yeah, I almost got to do it, and then all this shit happened. You know, I used to right when I almost got the opportunity, I kept having nightmares that like I couldn't hold on to the sticks. Like in the dream, I just kept like dropping sticks. It was fucking awful.
But here's the thing: they're gonna come back and play in LA.
Yeah, I hope so.
So you better be fucking practicing at least.
Nervous Breakdown, baby. That's it. I tell Isaias, let me fuck.
I'm about to have a nervous breakdown.
Exactly. I am. I'm going to get up this question real quick and let me see. friend of the show, Diddlesworth, I don't know his real name. He said, oh, hey, would you have any advice on buying a slightly better acoustic guitar than the one I have? I have an Epiphone that cost $139, and I'm becoming more picky about the sound. It sounds like a little crappy to me now. I was thinking of spending around 200. If not, it's no big deal. I just don't know anyone who plays, and I'm suspect of online reviews. Or maybe Deary has some advice. Would that be something you guys would want to talk about on the podcast? I said, sounds good. I'm having Chroma Chris on the show today, and I'll ask him. So what do you think? A $200? You heard the question. I don't have to read
$200 guitar. You could get fuck. If you have an Epiphone, I would say like a Fender is probably going to be a small step up. A Fender acoustic. But honestly, at $200, you're really, really kind of pushing it when it comes to like that kind of stuff. So probably a Fender. If you're looking to spend like around 500, you could probably get a good Marshall, which would sound fucking really sick. Probably not an electric Marshall, but you could probably get like a legit acoustic Marshall for around like 500. You can install a pickup. You could get most likely get a Marshall that actually has plug-in capabilities, like electric capabilities, for probably around like $6.
Yeah. I think he said he had 2, Chris. So maybe go with the Fender. You heard it here from Chroma Chris. I'm a fucking, I don't know, the acoustic guitar I have, I bought in Chinatown for like $40, and I just spray painted the shit out of it. It probably sounds like garbage, but I like it in my head.
Yeah. If you're playing an Epiphone, you probably like that warm sound. If you want more of like a high end sound, kind of a more trebly sound, then you want to lean more towards like the Taylor version, or like an Ovation or something like that. Is very like high pitched, but like I have a Taylor, which is really, really great, but it is high pitched, and I kind of wish it was a little actually more like warm sounding. So yeah.
Damn, yeah, there's so much, man. I just recently got into guitars, like, kind of again, and I'm having a lot of fun playing, so I don't
Dude, we got
know.
These new songs are going to be sick.
I know, so that's it. Yeah, they're coming up. We're recording December 21st, it's a new punk EP, 4 songs, and that's
What's
it.
our band name going to be?
I don't know. I've been struggling with it. I think I might have to wait till the recordings are done to decide. I have a couple names. We'll talk about that later. I don't want to blow the whole thing. Yeah,
wait, what was it called?
The rec room, dude. No,
Wrecked room.
Rectum. I hardly know him. But that's it. So thanks so much for joining me today, Chris. I hope this was fun. I mean, I had fun. I got kind of caught up in the conversation. I don't know if I talked over you too much. I'm doing it right now, but
I think I talked over you too much. So
nah, it was good. We're great.
Who's to say?
And who gives a shit? We're pals. Who cares? Do you have any recommendations or anything you want the audience to check out, or
this Friday, check out Joe Bob Briggs on Shudder. He's doing his Christmas special. It's gonna be
Christmas special.
I had 2 of these things.
I know. It's all good. He's all liquored up.
Okay, but seriously, if you like horror stuff and you like scary stuff, check out Joe Bob Briggs this Friday. He does his Christmas special on Shudder. It's going to be like 2 movies, and it's going to be really fun. It's always a good time. You can also just check out my stuff on Instagram, Chroma Chris. You can check me out. I got my video with Orange Amps on YouTube. It's also in my profile on Instagram. Check me out with Baby Boys. Check me out with Joel's thing that we're about to do.
Oh, yeah. Check them out.
Do that stuff, man. I'm recording my own stuff, which will be out. Like, I have no idea when, because I'm like,
yeah, I know, it's a
really
process.
Slowly doing it.
For sure. Yeah, I look forward to that stuff, man.
How about this? More people bug me about it, the more it's gonna motivate me to finish it.
There you go. Get in the DMs. Tell them to finish that shit up.
Yeah, dude. Get in the DMs and bug me like every day or every week and be like, hey, asshole, where is this shit you've been talking about for like 2 months now?
There it is. You heard it here. Don't come bitching at me when they do it, Chris.
Don't come bitching at me when I don't put anything out.
You heard that too, you fucking... Oh, I'm just kidding. I have a meltdown right now. But that's it, guys.
Cool.
We got fucking thank you again, Chris. We got today we released some mostly sorry T-shirts. They're available through Ryan J. Ebelt's site, and the link is in my Instagram bio. So if you're interested in that, it's got the logo that we play at the beginning of the podcast. And check out our fucking our brother's new special. Jeremiah Watkins Family Reunion came out today. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on iTunes. Go check that out.
I'm watching that tonight.
I know. I'm about to watch it too, man. Yeah. But that's it. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you guys for joining us.
Happy holidays, everybody, and go get vaccinated.
That's right. Happy holidays. Get vaccinated. You heard it here first. And on that note, yeah.
Gunshots on a gun, I don't wanna be. Guilt trip, these drugs are inside of me. This is not where I wanna be. This is not who I wanna be. And these words I speak today, will that be okay? It's a long and dirty road, but someone must go. I'm trying to grow.